Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing today? Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And definitely leave your comments. Let me know where you're from so I can say hi. So a couple of things I want to let you know right up front so I don't forget. Starting next Friday morning, I go back to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just to let you know, the summer hours at my job are over, so I will be back on Friday mornings at 7 a.m. Also, just to remind you that the Designer Series paper sale is still going on. Buy 3 of the ones that they have listed on my website or blog, Stampersdelight.com, and get one free. So, hi Megan, good evening over there. Hi Michelle, hi Matthew. All right, so I just wanted to remind you about next week. And now, grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Let's switch the camera. Well, first let's take a sip of the coffee. Okay, so before I get started, I wanted to show you the skate free or free skate bundle. I always want to call it skate free. This is what I'll be showcasing today. Okay. All right, let's get started. Excuse me. Okay, again, Stampersdelight.com. That's all you have to remember. There's my September host code if you'd like to order or join my awesome team. Sign up for my team. Trust me, best decision you'll ever make. Okay, so let me show you. This is the stamp set, free skate. And of course, everything will be on my blog later on. And this is the dies. Okay, you can see the intricate skate die, the runner, the holly, berries, a bow. It's a great, great set. I had a lot of fun playing with this, but I have a lot of fun playing with every set. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the samples, other samples. I have 3 things I want to stamp. Hopefully I will have enough time. So let me just show you. Hi, Joanna from Red Hook, right up the road. This is the first thing I did. And again, remember, a lot of these are just scrap pieces I had left over. So this is a tag I made with the stamp. And if you can see, I'm going to bring it up real close. What I did here was I used our shimmery crystal effects. That gives it a shimmery, watery look when it dries. But then I added our new stamping glitter. Now my stamping glitter is in here. I just find it easier because I bought a bunch of them and I just put them in here to use. Okay, they come in a smaller little jar. And then I wanted to show you something really cute too. The puff paint, which is right up here, I added a little at the top. Could be snow. There we go. So I added both of those to make that tag. Okay. The next one I did, because this year there seems to be a lot more non-traditional colors. Every year we go through that. You know, the blues came out and everything was different color blues. And now we're doing so many different things in different colors. I wanted to show you the non-traditional. And it's a great, I love it. So this is using some of our Designer Series paper from one of the other sets. And let me just bring this in. The free skate is on page 44. And I'll tell you what other Designer Series papers I used in write-up when I finish. But look at that. It's got the pretty peacock. It's got the mint macaron. I did some shimmer on the Winkastella on the skate. Quick, easy, really nice winter card. Could be a Christmas card, winter birthday card. But look at that. The colors are just, I love it. Wonderful time. It's that wonderful time of year. So that's kind of a non-traditional color. I'm going to hold this one till later. All right. So here we go again with the Night of Navy. That's actually become a traditional color, I think. And I'll bring it up close. So this one, I used the glitter paper. I used rhinestones for the buttons all the way down. Or ties, whatever they are. You know, eyelets. And then I used the hammered embossing folder there. And, of course, I put some Wink of Stella on the bow. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, the Wink of Stella really brings a lot of things out. So, definitely want to get that. So, that's another one. Then you know I always have to do one with our foil cards and envelopes. So, there's the envelope. Here's the silver. I just like the way silver and Night of Navy go together. And you can see the intricate die over the regular skate die there. And even this one, if you can see, I even put Wink of Stella inside those little holes. That's the silver. Then we have the gold. This one reminds me more of like a vintage kind of one. I layered that. I layered the intricate die on top of our Plaid Designer Series paper. Angie said she wasn't sure about this set, but I've already sold her on it. And if you can see, I did here's the, just so you can see them. This is what they look like, the little ties there. I did that in the plaid. And of course, I always put some doodads. This one has rhinestones. This card, I didn't use the skate, but I used the long holly leaf here. And then I used the little Jingle Bells. Now, we had the little bells a few years ago, but they were real tiny. These are really nice because they're large enough for you to get your ribbon through there. And the colors are just, I love the colors. The Shaded Spruce and the Cherry Cobbler, they're not a shiny, they're more of a muted tone. So I absolutely love that. So this card, again, made with the dies, just no skate on there. And then for that one, I made a matching tag. And remember, this is a leftover piece that I had. And this would be my tag. And again, I just used the intricate die, layered it right over that plaid paper so you could see the plaid through there. And then I added a little circle punch here with the to and from. Like matches that one. Then I played around with another color and some other paper, which was our snowman paper because of the snowman background, or the snow background on this one. And I wanted to, again, try something a little different with some different colors. So the Coastal Cabana and the Bermuda Bay. And here, I didn't do any Wink of Stella or anything like that, but you can. But I made it into a birthday card. The reason I did that was to show you that a lot of these sets, even though they're Christmas sets or winter sets, they don't have to be just Christmas. You can make them into birthdays, wedding cards in the winter, anniversaries. Okay. And then I just kind of did the blends with the dark and light here. I kind of think that looks a little old-fashioned coloring too. And then, of course, this was the tenfold. And it does say, birthday wishes, you make my heart spin. And you can see I have it like the skates are like hanging. Like you would hang two pairs of skates up. I actually have an old-fashioned flexible flyer sled that I put out by my door every holiday. And it's got a skate on it. And I'll have to take a picture of it later and show you that one. The next one I want to show you is a Joyfold card. Now, I don't have the directions here or the dimensions. I will put them on there. There is a video out that I did. If you go to Stampersdelight on YouTube and just type in Joyfold, you'll see the card that I did last August, in a fall card that shows you this this Joyfold card. Now, this doesn't have any saying on the front. I don't really think it needs one, but I could put a little saying on there. This is the red on red, or red glitter paper. And then this one just opens this way and this way. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, so this is the Joyfold card. And again, you can see that on one of my other YouTube videos last August. So that was August 2018. But I will put the dimensions on this one later on. Okay, so that's my Joyfold card. The next one I want to show you is with our, what is it, Winter Frost? I always forget this. because this one, this designer series paper, if you get nothing else for the holiday, you'll want this paper. Well, actually, you'll want it all. Who am I kidding? Let me just find that one. If I got the catalog open, just tell me what page it's on, because I'm just flipping through here so I can show you. I used a lot of the different suites, but this one paper is, I think I passed it already. Oh, there it is. Okay, Feels Like Frost Suite. This designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous just by itself. You can do some simply stamping cards. And I did a couple of things with that. So the one I want to bring in and show you is, of course, I cut the designer series paper down, had enough left over, so I did my lip of my envelope. And here's this one, the designer Frost, Feels Like Frost designer series paper. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now this one, of course, is our silver metallic ribbon. Yes, you can do the, Matthew's saying, yes, let me just show you that. The Joy Fold card, you could actually do it this way, too. I've done them both. That's a neat thing about it. And here is this one. Again, it looks like it's hanging on the tree there. And then there's the inside. And I just did a light background there. I'm going to have all my Christmas cards done by doing this. The last one, other than the ones I'm going to stamp for you, is this one. I brought this one in because this ties into the one that I will be showcasing on Sunday night at 7 p.m. And this is done. Now this one, I used our linen thread, braided linen trim actually, and I actually braided it through all those little holes so it looked like ties. And you see I tied the little jingle bells up there. I need more jingle bells. I think I've used so many of them. And then, of course, this is with the glimmer paper. And then, now this one and this one, I just want to show you something, is with our champagne foil. Everybody forgets about the champagne foil. It's not quite as bright or as the gold there. This is the copper. Here's the gold. But this one is a little bit subtle. That's the champagne. And that's also what I used here. So I used this new sweater background. It's not a sweater. I forgot what it was called. I didn't write it down. Okay, that's the new sweater look background. I'll put all of it in the writing here. And then I layered that with the stars background. And when you use this die, all those little stars pop out. So I use those here. And then the inside. So again, they all coordinate. I will be showcasing the stars on Sunday night. Okay. So let's start. I have a couple other things to show you, but I'm holding those off. Let's start with, if you remember, this one that I just showed you. Non-traditional. So what I did was I took our purple posy cardstock, layered that with the Highland Heather, and then another piece of that designer series paper. And I will put the measurements. This is the regular base size. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This would be 3 3/4 by 5. So it layers right on top there. And where's my other pieces? There they are. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and snail that down. Sometimes it's a little crooked when I'm doing it on camera because I can't stand up and look. And of course there's that beautiful background which you could also use under a card like that. It's so hard to decide which side you want to use. Oop, ran out. Grab the next one. Just going to layer that right on here. Now I've already cut these pieces. So here is the Heather Highland background, and here is the glimmer paper. For this, I'm going to actually use my Tombow and just swing, just put a little glue here, any place where it's big enough that I can grab some in there just to hold it down. Dot some inside here. That should do it. Leave that open. I'm going to layer this right on top. I have one card to do that I haven't even showed yet. Okay, I'm going to just layer that right on there. Then I'm going to bring in one of the bows or ties that I've already done. That's silver foil paper. And I am going to use Tombow on this. Yes, I'm using a lot more Tombow. Like I said, Fast Fuse was something I always used a lot of. I'm finding now that we don't have that, the Tombow works great. Okay, just as long as I have some there. I'm going to go ahead and lay that right down on top of here. And let that dry for a minute. I'm going to bring in my circle, which I've already punched out. This is in our shimmery white. I use a lot of shimmery white during the holidays. I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather, my Warmest Wishes. And go ahead and stamp that right on there. It fits nicely. Let those dry. Inside here, again, I'm going to do Capture the Memories of the Season. I love the sayings on this. And remember, if you don't like these sayings or you want something that actually says Merry Christmas, we have so many stamp sets. And then my little snowflakes. What I usually do is either here or in the bottom. If I'm doing it on the bottom, I just use that area right there. Just gonna put some snowflakes there. Okay. And grab my bone folder. Make sure that's down. I'm gonna pop this up. You see, this one has regular ribbon. This one doesn't need it. Whoop. He kind of slid down, didn't he? That's the nice thing about Tombow. I can move them back up there and let them dry. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some of my dimensionals. He might not dry yet, so I have to be careful with him. I'm just going to put some dimensionals all over. I will tell you that these little mini dimensionals work great on the rung of the skate. Hi, Karen. Hi, Vicky. And I will be doing a giveaway at the end of this from everybody that commented or shared my video on Facebook and YouTube or YouTube. I'm just going to put that right up here. Look at that purple. Isn't that gorgeous? Like I said, you could put a happy birthday saying on here. Somebody that has a winter birthday that loves other colors besides Christmas colors or holiday colors. Put that right there. And then I'm going to bring in some of our, let's see, do I have the, oh, there they are. Don't forget our regular glitter enamel dots. We have the Christmas ones, but since this is purple, I'm going to use the ones that are in the annual catalog. And I'm going to just use the small ones because I'm just going to put them around here, just like that. Okay, this one I used our epoxy, the clear ones. And on this one I used the purple. Gorgeous cards. Not a lot to do because of that background. It just makes it. And then, of course, when I cut this designer series paper down, I had this piece left. And, of course, what do we do with that? But we make a matching envelope. You've seen me do this before. I just layered that right on there. You can also stamp on the front of it, your envelope, with one of the stamps from the set. But I just love how it looks when you have the matching envelope with the designer series paper. Plus, I always save my strips, and I like to use them up because at the end of the season, when Stampin' Up! Brings out a new catalog, once it's retired, I don't necessarily use the strips. So this way, I have them used up before the end of the catalog, and I can show you all new stuff. And it's also great for organizing and cleaning up, so you don't have all these strips left over, okay? So there we go. We have 2 cards with matching envelopes, which I love these. Love this paper. I have to order more of that. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is my swing card. Ready? All right. So here is, let me bring it up close, my swing card. This is our rectangular framelits, layered, and I have some trim here. Now, a few years ago, the Early Espresso and Pretty in Pink, I think it was, were the hot colors. So I'm bringing back the Early Espresso with the champagne. Now, when you open this, that swings. Let me just show you this way. So it swings. Okay. All right. So again, that's just, I'll show you how to do this one. I love this card. You could do this with anything. You could do it. The ornaments that I did on Sunday would be great for this. So what I did, I'll bring this in. I took a regular piece of cardstock, Early Espresso, and a piece of our champagne foil. I put it over there, and then I put the rectangle. Oh, here it is. Rectangular framelit. You can do any size. Okay, I used next to the biggest. And I cut them out both out at the same time. So it left me a hole. And I have the, remember the inside pieces you can use for something else, but I didn't bring it over here, so I can't show you that. Let me put that over here. All right. So here's the pieces already done. And again, I would have put them on top of each other, put it through the big shot, and I get this big hole. Now this one I used the hammered die, or hammered embossing folder. This one I used that new knitted sweater one. Okay, just so I could show you something different. This would go right on here. Okay, and for the inside, what I used was Sahara sand. And again, here is my skate. Both pieces. Now for this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little snail there. I'm going to bring in our braided trim to hold that down. Okay. And I am just going to snip that off. Then I'm going to take the Tombow because I do want something a little stronger, maybe than the snail. And if you can see what I'm doing, again, I'm just putting the snail around here. I've done this card before, but I don't know if I have a video on it, so that's why I wanted to do one. Put some Tombow there and there. And then I'm just going to layer that right on top and cover up where I put that braided trim. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. While I'm letting that dry, I'll do the inside. And that's most wonderful time of the year again. And this is in Cherry Cobbler. Usually I like to change these up a little bit, but I like this card so much we're doing the same thing. Let me make sure that's my right piece. Yep. Okay. And that might be a little crooked, but nobody will know. Then I'm going to bring in my berry stamp with my shaded spruce. The bobble dies. That's the one I did last year. Thank you. Vicki reminded me. Yes, on my videos, there's the bobble dies, and I did the swing card. I love the swing card. Okay, so this is my front, And again, you're going to do that. I can go ahead and snail this down because that piece is almost done. Slide that right inside there. Okay, now for this piece. I'm going to put this right here, just like that. I want it hanging down a little bit. So I'm going to put a little snail here just to hold it in place. I want to bring it down enough so that I can tie my little bow here. And then I am going to use Tombow over the top of that. When you use Tombow, use it sparingly. I mean, you want to use enough to keep your card down, but you don't want it squishing out. You can also use dimensionals and have the frame puff up a little bit, but I want to make sure that my trim doesn't fall off. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to hold that down for a minute. Getting it nice and tight. A lot of times what I do is I take my blocks and I'll lay my blocks down or my pads to let that set. It does dry pretty quickly. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ribbon here. I am going to trim that off, by the way. I'm going to trim this. This is going to be my little bow. Give myself enough leeway there. This one I'm going to use the cherry cobbler one. Try to get that right where I want it. I have to do a little playing around with this. Normally I would let this sit for a little bit longer to make sure the glue's all dried. But because I do have to go to work, I can't do that. I'm just going to try to tie this. There we go, right there. And then make a little bow. Concentrating on my bow. Spin this around again and tie it. Okay, so now I have it in place. I can play around with it. Again, this is the champagne foil paper, which we tend to forget about. Okay, play with this. What time we got? Okay, we're good. And then I'm just going to bring that up and trim that. There, so you can't even see it. And voila. Now what I also like to do is, because I like all the bling, especially for the holidays, and it is somewhere over here, is the, oh, it's on the other side of this, is our Christmas rhinestones, holiday rhinestones. And I'm using the cherry cobbler ones. Get that piece out of there. I'm going to use the larger one right in the middle. And then put two smaller ones around it. And there you have my free skate swing card. Like that one? Okay, one other thing I have to show you, and I forgot, is, let me put this, I know we all have, we've been looking at all this, the gold foil boxes, which are great, but don't forget we do have the white ones in the annual catalog, which work nice too, especially with that designer series paper. Feels like frost, or feels like frost. Our dotted Swiss ribbon. I added some baker's twine here, and I did this one in the sea spray. Seaside Spray. Bunny says she's making that today. And I made that a tag. So these are great little gift boxes. I mean, you could put bracelets, earrings, anything in here. So let me show you, in case you didn't see what I shared from Stampin' Up. I thought was a great idea. The one I did last week, I had a belly band on. So this one, you can tie the ribbon around it, but they showed something even I thought was pretty cool. So let me show you this one. So this is our gold foil box. Again, I'm using the Plaid Designer Series paper. Now, I cut this, I think this was 4x4, but I cut this a little bit. I did this 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 because then you can have some of the gold trim here. Take your ribbon, any ribbon, and you put it through this hole, the front, and you put it through that back hole when you pop that out. I just thought this was so cool when I saw it, and I know I'm going to be using it a lot. Pull those. You can close your box back up. And then you can just tie this. You could tie it in a bow or a knot. I cut this one already, so let's see if I can get a small bow here. This is our new ribbon in the holiday catalog. Roushed ribbon. Crinkled ribbon. And let me just tie that. Play around with that a little bit. Okay. Well, I need more on this other side, so let's pull it out a little bit. See which one side needed more ribbon. I'm going to be using these boxes a lot. Let's try this. I just want to try to get that ribbon a little bit more even. And what I like about this ribbon is because it's crinkled, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have it perfectly straight. Okay, I'm going to tie that, pull it. Okay, that's close enough for now. I can mess around with that later. Just going to cut that at an angle. Cut that at an angle. And I got this cute little box. And then I'm going to bring in one of those skates that I already did with the red on red. On the back side, I'm going to take my to and from another stamp set. I'm going to use the shaded spruce so it shows up a little better on the real red. I'm going to put to and from. I'm going to bring in one of the hole punches I have. I'm going to punch a hole right in the top of that. And then I'm going to attempt, because this phrase is our real red curly ribbon. Just want to get that through there. Pull that through here. Oh, yep, I got it. Yay. Okay. I'm just going to cut off a piece there. I know I usually cut more than I need, but it's easier to work with more. I'm going to bring that up here. Just going to tie that in a knot. Maybe I'll tie it in a bow, let's see. Yeah, let's see if I can get it in a small bow. Yes, I can. There we go. Tie it a little bit tighter. And then, like I showed you before, you can take those little pieces off here and you can fray that. Who wouldn't like to get a little gift, even if it was a couple of nugget candies in there, with this gorgeous box? And again, you don't have to worry about untying it because it's in there. You could straighten that out too if you wanted to. You could also put some designer series paper in there, inside this piece right here, so you wouldn't see that inside ribbon. So don't forget our foil boxes. Don't forget the white ones too that are in the annual catalog. So let me bring these in real quick again, and I will have still shots later on. There's the boxes. Here's the two Feels Like Frost Designer Series papers. Here's the one with the Coastal Cabana. My Joy Fold card. Another card without the skate, with the matching tag. Foil paper, the silver and the gold, or foil envelopes and card bases. Knight of Navy. Mint macaron, mint macaroon, and the pretty peacock. Cute little tag with our crystals, our new glitter, chunky glitter there, and puff paint. And of course this one, which I will be showcasing on Sunday with the stars. You too, Megan. You're welcome. Oh, thank you, Pam. So, don't forget to check back with me on Sunday, 7 p.m. when I'll be doing the stars. And now it's time for the giveaway. If you remember, I did do a sneak peek of this little goodie bag with this little, and again, this is the Mary Merlot, I believe. Yes. And it looks like a vintage one to me. So let's see who's going to get that today. Thank you again for everybody for sharing my videos and leaving comments. And just thank you for watching. You're awesome. You're all awesome. Okay. And the winner today is Karen Mickle. Karen, I don't need your address. I have it. You are the winner. So I'll be sending that out to you. Also, I want to remind everybody that my fall retreat is on October 19th. It's an all-day retreat. If you're in New York, near my home, and you would like to come, contact me. There will be an online version, which means I will send you a video after the retreat with all the items that you can duplicate. Everything but the food. Sorry, I can't package that up. So if you're interested in my fall retreat, contact me, Stampersdelight.com. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you back here Sunday night. Keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.